Hello YouTube family, welcome to my channel. My good name is Diana Kambua. Please make sure you subscribe on this channel to enjoy exclusive cooking videos. So for today we're going to be cooking cookies, homemade cookies without an oven. You have no excuse of not cooking for your family cookies because you don't have oven. For today you're going to be using margarine, sugar and wheat flour. So get ready, let's get started. So I'm going to start beating the margarine. I'm really not going to be using a whisker because I'm going to be using the most available thing that each and every one of you has in their home. So after beating the margarine, I'm going to go in with my sugar and make sure it blends in well, and the sugar particles, they become so invisible. So let's get to it. Beat the margarine and sugar before we go in with our flour. Beating the sugar, you have to beat it until it totally disappears, to avoid those lumps in your cookies, for your cookies to be very smooth. Yeah, let's get. But if at all there is still an hack, if you have the ant mixer, you can use it. It's very simple, but personally I chose to use everything that, I mean, I decided to use what is mostly available. Like, you can't miss it in your house, so that you can't say you are left out. You have no excuse at all to stop, to failing to make snacks for your family, or maybe for yourself, just to enjoy while watching movies with your cold drinks. Now my margarine and sugar are well blended, so I'm going to go in with my flour. I'm going to be adding a bit by bit, so that I can get the consistency that I want. After adding, I'm going to stir it vigorously. Then later I'll be going in with my cleaned hands. Make sure when you're in the kitchen, your hands are very clean and your service working area is very clean too. So let's see what we have. Adding flour bit by bit. As you can see now, the sugar, my mixture now is becoming a bit harder as we want. So we go in until it doesn't sorry, I'm going to add it until it is very, very hard. It doesn't have to be soft as the one of the chapati. So let's go in. Don't worry about the quantities that I'm using, because I don't want a lot of it. I'm really making for maybe for a small family. So at this point, I'm going to go in with my hands, so that I can knead it well. Please make sure that your hands are very clean when you're in the kitchen. As you can see, it's still a bit soft, so I'm going to go in again with my flour, so that it can be hard. please make sure that the sugar particles are not you I mean, make sure that you don't feel the sugar particles on your ends. If at all you don't like them, you know, when you leave the sugar particles, when you're eating the cookies, they kind of feel like there is, what do I call, kind of feel like there is soil or stones in your cookies. So make sure it's very, very smooth. And another thing, if at all you don't have something to the ant mixer, you can still use your you can still melt your butter or margarine. At least with that, when it's in liquid form, your sugar will blend in and dilute very fast compared to when you use it when it's whole. So here my mixture is almost done. I'm almost getting to the next step, which is very amazing. Sorry, amazing. Yeah, the best part of it, we are almost coming to an end. So make sure you stay around, watch step by step, so that you can be able to make it for your family. It's very easy, by the way. Everyone can use it. And don't be shocked at what will I use to cook them. We are going to be using a gas cooker, the normal gas cooker, and sufurias. So I'm going to go in, make some small balls, the size that I need for my cookies. That is the size that I need. So I'm going to be making those small balls. So I had already cleaned my service before I started working on it, so don't worry that I'm placing them on my service. It's very clean. You make those, okay, you can make the balls according to the size that you need, but I would prefer that you make at least not too big, because when you make too big they take long, especially when you're using either a jiko, sufuria maybe. For this you can use jiko, that is charcoal burner. You can use a gas cooker or maybe a stove. Not a must that you use oven when baking. So let's make the balls. I know you're wondering, they are in ball form. How will they get to be cookies, yet you're not going to be rolling? Just stay around and watch. I'm going to be using this sufuria and the other one too. Don't worry, the reason is why you're using two sufurias. For the first one, I'm going to be using it down. I place some stones, then put the other one on top to avoid the cookies from burning. So first I'm going to preheat my sufuria, my bigger sufuria, put on 3 stones. The 3 stones are to raise the second sufuria so that it doesn't so that our cookies doesn't burn. I'm going to preheat it on a low to medium heat as I finish making the balls. Now my sufuria is almost getting hot. So those are my balls. So I'm going to be using the fork. I'm going to be using my hands to expand them. Then I use the fork to make maybe the pattern that I want. You can use anything. Maybe you can cook them plain, but I prefer to use the fork to make the pattern that I want. At least they don't look so boring. Yeah, that is my first batch that I'm going to use. Then I'm going to place it in there. Then I'm going to cover it at least for the moisture to remain inside and cook in our cookies. I realized that my lid was not airtight, so I decided to go in with my aluminium foil, at least to make sure that it's well covered. Then I put the lid on the top, and yeah, then wait for 15 minutes. Then we'll be back to see what we have.